Thank you. All right, can you hear me? Okay, and good morning, everybody. A fantastic introduction. I didn't understand anything, but I understand Illumi a couple of times, Kenneth, and the name of Klaus, that's me. I'm the CEO and founder of Illumi, and it's a pleasant experience being here again. We have been here a few times over the last couple of months, and we have seen exciting stuff coming out of this fantastic market in Iceland. We have around 20 clients up here right now, and we just joined Advania, as they probably told, I don't know. And they will be our lead in Iceland from now on as our main alliance partner up here. We're gonna tell you a lot of stuff today. Hang on, it's gonna be excited and amazing, and we will take it a little bit high level, and then go down and actually show the product in the end. So you will see a live session as well. So a lot of talk from me, and you say, yeah, what a bunch of lot of shit he's saying. But we'll take it down to the product later on, so you can see I'm actually telling the truth. So yeah, and what happened with the weather? I left Copenhagen yesterday in 30 degrees. Came up here, and then I remember back. This is actually me 1 year back, walking down of Esher, and it was yeah, same awful weather. But yeah, but you're nice people. But the weather, you don't have that with you. All right. Okay, now we are talking about HR. We're talking about people development. We're talking about how we change outcomes in organizations. And we're gonna tell you a little bit about what's the truth, what we see as the truth, what's happening in the real companies there where you are, and not just some studies showing a lot of other things. So you'll hear stories from the heart and a little bit from the brain today. And I can for sure start telling you it's a tough game being in HR. It's really tough, and we see that all over, and I will face that in a while. If we look at HR today, we call it a double trouble approach, because you're sitting there and you have an attack from one side and another side. One side is, what are we going to do with all the people we're going to get into our workforce? We have the millennials, we have the Generation Z coming in, and they are mind-fucked. I have a lot of them in my organization in Copenhagen. I don't know how to handle them. Some of them tell me the first day they're here, hey, how can I get your job fast? How can I move up? Where's the career plan? And I'm going to tell you how to run this company. Maybe I'm peeking a little here, but that's more or less what's happening now. And just face it, 2 years from now, that will be half of the workforce worldwide. So we need to change a little bit in our way of handling the new workforce coming in. So basically, and also when I'm looking at the Icelandic companies, you are not, all of you, the big enterprise companies, you are not small as well, but you still need to attract and maintain and develop your employees in a new way soon that you're doing today or did a few years back. There are simply new demands for that. And then on the other side, you have the guys on the top, always telling you, hey, we're gonna reduce the staff churn, it costs too much money. You have to grow the productivity. I know for sure you have heard a lot about that. I have been reading a lot about that in Iceland. And of course we need to increase the engagement with the company and all our values and what we're gonna do, and people need to understand where we are heading. And you are sitting in the middle and say, how the fuck? So how can I handle this? And basically, you guys sitting here working with HR are probably in HR because you like to you know, talk to people, help people, develop people. And think about it, if you could also change outcomes in your company. And the most value assets we have right now is the people. That's just a fact. So everybody in HR wants to have higher productivity, engagement with the employees. They need to have some kind of access to information. You need to have access to their information. And then the motivation stuff, of course. But it's not really, it's not easy. And that's the reason why I tell you it's tough. We have a lot of numbers ourselves, and I just brought one here, a new one from Gallup, actually telling us in Western Europe, 90% of the employees is not engaged in the existing job role. Think about that. There are 10 people in a room, 9 of them are looking for get a new job soon. So that's not easy to be HR, right? And we also evaluated this, and we have talked to hundreds of customers over the last 2 years, and say, give us some feedback on this. And they say, all of them, we are lack on resources. We're typically 1, 2, 3, 4 people in HR, maybe 1 in most cases. We don't have resources. IT is boring us all the time. And then we have budget needs. We don't have budgets. We don't have money. So we don't have a budget in our company to buy in tools or stuff so we can help with changing the outcomes of people. And the C-level, they say a lot of stuff, you heard that before, but they are not really supporting it by the end of the day. I don't want to say anything about you guys, but I meet many companies where HR is just a cost center somewhere in the organization. Handling crisis meeting, get the contract in place, make sure the data is all right and we're GDPR compliant. And then we don't have access to real data from people. And we come back to that later on. So hang on, don't fall asleep. It's going to be good. We come back to that point because that's the main thing of this session today. We're going to help you with that. So our experience from the field is that mainly in 3 areas. And you will see that later on because we did a survey on the Icelandic market, a great service. Thank you to all of you for participating. More than 70% actually participated in that survey. That you're doing performance appraisal, the yearly conversation. Bring people into the room, find the pen, find the paper, get through the improvement plan, go out of the room again, and then we wait. Because we need to go through that process again and again and again and again all over the organization. And then we just suffer from the delay in gathering that data back and actually look at it and do something and sit down with the employee again and do an improvement plan. That's one thing so we spend a lot of time doing performance appraisal and conversations, but the output of it is more or less non-existing. HR say to us, we are reactive in everything we do. We don't have the data. We don't know what's going on. We don't know what our managers are talking to our employees about. We don't know, the rhetoric they're using. We don't know if there's any issues coming up. We don't know if they are actually having the one-to-one sessions they promised us they want to have. So we are always behind everything. So one thing we really need to change in 2018 is how can we get on top of things and be proactive, get the data so we know how to support a manager in the conversations, how to get the people to stay in our company, how to find the talents and so forth. We can't do that. And one thing, and that's the secret thing, and don't tell that outside this room, but the secret is in the unstructured data. It's what people are talking about. But if you don't know what they're talking about, you don't have that data. So that's what we are getting back to as well later on in this session. And then when we talk to a lot of companies as well, they say, yeah, we have a strategy, we know how to do it, we do the yearly appraisals, we do check-in conversations, we have a survey once in a while, we blah, 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 blah. Well, we don't have one common tool where we can gather everything together. So if you want to have results in HR and you're going to be proactive, you're going to have some kind of execution tool that covers all what I just told you about. And that's what we're going to bring into and tell you about today, what we do with other clients. That's what we hear. And we also hear when we tell or talk to clients, what are really moving people? Everybody tells the same story. If you look into organization, and this could be one of your organization, you will have typically 5 tools you're working with. You will have a core HR system. We need to have that, contracts, data on people when they start, when they leave and so forth. Some kind of recruitment system. So we need to pay them some salaries, of course. And some of you working with LMS, and some have some kind of performance management solution. And when we ask them what's really moving people, they more or less say the same thing. It's in this part of the stack of tools. Because this is just something we need, and it should be perfect, professional handle. But over there, we talk with, now we start talking with feelings, real conversation, we're training people, we're giving them access to relevant things, we're starting giving them feedback and so forth. And that's where magic actually happens. And just to tell you, we're absolutely not working in this area. There's a lot of other guys doing that stuff great, like at Vanya. And we are in that space over there. We want to change outcomes and move people, and we have tools for that. So this small monkey there, try to scratch this coconut. It's just a fact that the tools we see in the space I just saw you is built for enterprise approach, meaning We build a big solution. Everybody needs to fit into that. It's old-fashioned. It looks like something from the 80s. It's not very user-friendly, and it's very, very expensive. So what I just told you is more or less impossible. Just before you met Illumi today, I will promise you that. That's going to be fantastic. But the thing here is that that's the feedback we got from all these clients. That how can we succeed with this if it's this kind of tools we are working with? So the people performance focus areas in 2018 across all our existing clients and all we are talking to is basically 3 things. So I would like you to go home today and think about those 3 things as the most important lessons from today. And by the way, I don't know if you heard that from the Icelandic speakers, the Siggy before, but you'll get access to all these slides and everything afterwards. So if you fall asleep, that's okay. You can read it afterwards. So it's about getting access. And when we say access, you need to have access to relevant stuff for your own job role. You have to think about an employee in a company today as me all the time. What's in it for me? What's in it for me? What I'm in a product division, which products do I need to know anything about? I need access to training about those products. That's basically that. I'm working in a service division, I'm working whatever it is. What is relevant for me? I don't want to look at all that content crap you're putting into the existing LMS and compliance. I hate it. I just want something that is relevant for myself. So that's giving access to that. And when I say giving access, it's not just giving access. It's giving access on the mobile, it's in the bus, it's when you're in the airport, it's whenever you want to get access to things. That's how people's mindset are today. And then I want to change that into my personal improvement. So okay, if I spend 10 minutes on something from my company, what do I get out of it? Is it something I can get better of? So think about that when we say access. And just the facts, 90% of all companies we have talked to, hundreds of companies, don't give access to this. So that's really, awful. Then the second thing is feedback. When I started this session, I told you about this, all these millennials, crazy guys coming into my organization. That's the guy here. And they want to get feedback from the manager, and they want to tell the manager with their relevant feedback in their mindset. And the fact is that 70% of companies don't have any kind of feedback. So we have actually people in organizations that don't get any kind of feedback from the manager. So that's maybe one of the reasons why 8 out of 10 people in employees in Europe actually leaving their company. It's because they don't get feedback. They hate the manager, that's the main reason. But the reason behind that is that they don't get feedback. Have you ever heard of this manager school where they actually produce great managers? Have you heard about it? No, I never heard about it. So maybe the time is to get tools in that can help those managers being great managers or great leaders. And then the development stuff. One thing is to train people on a day-to-day basis, have the feedback structure in place. But like me and my wife, once a year it's good to sit there, New Year's Eve, just looking back, reflecting a little bit, what went wrong, what went bad, what are we going to change in the year to come. And it's the same stuff every year. I'm too fat, I need to go to the fitness center. And I do it once a while, 1, 2, twice, maybe. Half in January, I'm off again. And so you need some kind of tool to keep me in there. So there's something good in that process. And we heard a few years back that Microsoft, Adobe, Gap, all the big players say we skipped that yearly appraisal. It's not working. It was not that it was not working. It was just that the output of it was not okay because it's ended somewhere and we couldn't find it, and it was not used. So we changed that, and we're going to tell you a little bit about that, because we can change the yearly conversation and just drive it backwards. So it starts to get relevant with the relevant training, with the check-ins we need, with the feedback we demand. Everything will be handled in a much better way. And then we skip all this awful data you see over there. And then the third findings that we find very, very important. And somehow I don't understand why other competitors to Illumi haven't seen that. But it's all about culture. And myself, I've been working in several companies. I have had companies before like this. I've been working in enterprise companies with thousands of people. And I can really recognize that it's all about culture. And when I say culture, look into your own organization. Go into the sales department. Do you think those guys are motivated at the same thing as if you go into the marketing department or into the CFO? Not really, right? So that's what I mean with culture. So if you're gonna help those guys with tools, you're gonna think about their culture. They're gonna be handled in different ways. So seen from an overall perspective, one tool that can handle everything would be great, right? But maybe, you know, the ones that are opening a store every morning, performance management or improvement for them is maybe that, can I open the door or not? That's maybe the first thing we need to look at. Then you go into the sales department. Hey, they're gonna be motivated by, can you do this or not? Do you have the right competence? Do you inspire our customers? Okay, we can rate on that. Are you good or bad? Send them into a traffic light. So if they're in red zone, we can start coaching on them, get them back on track, and then they move on again, and then we find another spot. And then we have, you know, hard KPIs measurement that is the most popular performance management tool today. Just give them the Excel sheet and think they will be motivated by it. Oh, it's never gonna happen. And then you have, you know, when we go into marketing and so forth, it's more about the dialogue. And there we have incredible results so far by corporations that just giving tools into the organization, so the managers, you know, the bad managers start to get great managers because they actually get access to tool how to handle the one-to-one conversation. Once a month, do they have the one-to-one conversation? Okay, now we have an improvement plan for an employee, now we have whatever we have for our employee, and it's just easy to go in there and track and trace everything. And that's another part of performance management, and that works in 2018, I can promise you that. Kenneth, we're gonna dig into that. You got a job there. And then we have the appraisal that is more or less sum everything up. And then you could go backwards and say, okay, we start with the appraisal, and then we split it up in different ways of doing it afterwards in the day-to-day business. Yeah. So, wow, I promise you that would be a high level, and it was, and but it's just the truth. So that's how we see it cross our customers. So before I go into to the results for your companies, just take a look at this small video. If you X-ray any company, you realize that what really makes organizations achieve great results is their capability to move people. When we created Illumi, we wanted to make people development more simple and to help organizations succeed in a very practical way. It became clear to us that building a simple and agile software that solves everyday challenges could make us do what others have been unable to do. The most important mission for HR today is to engage and empower teams and individuals, to onboard new people smarter, to make performance management work and integrate effective learning in people's work life. These things have a huge impact on the productivity and performance. But you also want a flexible tool so people can check in with the manager whenever they want, one without constraints and that has more power. It's designed to handle new workforce generations, spend less time and resources, and empower managers to exercise great leadership. And at the end of the day, the people management that empowers your teams and truly reflects your culture will make the difference that helps you change future outcomes. Cool stuff they are making, those marketing guys, Kenneth. Yeah. Okay, we took a look into the Icelandic market, and we asked you some questions. But before that, we just to highlight it, what's happening on the global space right now. Global focus is very clear on performance management. It's about this continuously access to the manager, to training, to feedback, to whatever is needed. That's just the trend. And when Deloitte in 2017 asked this across thousands of companies, it was around 80% say this is very important. And this is told by the employees. It's not you guys telling that. So it's not just something I'm here and try to sell you something. It's just a fact. They think it's important. And if we look into you guys, you actually say back, hey, we're pretty good adopting new digital tools in our organization. Actually, 85% say you are good or extremely good implementing tools. And that's fantastic. So you must have some kind of world record here. And data never lies. That's my belief. If we dig a little bit into that, you can say 56% thinks that your current people development is ineffective and not very meaningful. Okay, start telling me that, okay, you implemented something, but it's not really working, right? And that's right. I just got I can't remember the name, but I just got a question outside here just before. Around all this development stuff and how much are we implementing and how it's working and all that, and I just say, and how is our competitors and all that, and I say, we don't have competitors. Yeah, the real competitor is the pen and the paper, or the Excel sheet, and that's maybe what's happening here. So implementation of something digital could be a Word document we need to fill out. So that's maybe the reason why you are so good and world champs in implementing this, but only half of you actually think it's working. So that's funny, lessons learned. Around 50% see that the way you are doing feedback today is not it's not at least systematic or very organized, and that is very typical what we see around. Maybe this is also a high number, so congratulations for that, but that's meaning that it's more on the fly. We think it's okay, people just talk when it's needed. Okay, we believe that our managers are talking the right thing or telling the right thing to employees and the opposite way around. So that's also okay, but it's not working. But that's okay to have that belief. 60% don't do surveys or do it rarely. And when I say surveys, it could be, how's the work engagement in our company right now? Today, this month, this quarter? And this is cool stuff. I do it in my organization. I get surprised quarter by quarter what's happening. And it's so easy when I do this because I can set the raters right in, hey, we have an issue here. And it's always with Kenneth's teams. And then we work with Kenneth. And then we can get fixed things. But if I don't do that, I don't have a chance to figure out and help and supporting Kenneth in his teams. And it's not Kenneth, it's his managers that are all awful managers, right, Kenneth? 80% don't have any learning supporting the performance. And that means, okay, we set up some goals for you, dear employee. Let's go. Okay, where the fuck should I run? I need some kind of training, some direction, something. 80% don't do that. So we don't connect learning with performance. So you have employees in your organizations that are running around. They don't know where to go. And around 50% still using Word or similar, or no digital tools at all. So let's call it a little bit of a paradox. We're pretty good, we are amazing, we're world champs, but we're still struggling internally. And that's good. That's good because there's place for improvement, and we are here to save you. So, but we can absolutely dig into some of this, and we have a lot of data around this. I don't want to spend a lot of time on it, but if you're interested afterwards, we can also send you something around it. It's pretty cool data from the Icelandic market. And the good news, even with these numbers, you're still better than the rest we have surveyed. So congratulations with that. So there's room for improvement, absolutely, also in Iceland. All right, it's not just something we're telling. We get in around 15 new customers, organizations on a monthly basis. We grow our company with around 15% month over month, and we are not really selling stuff. We're talking like I'm talking today, and we're talking to companies, we are looking into the companies, and we are looking into how can we help you change some of these things smarter. And what you're gonna see in a few minutes is that we have another approach to this. We think from the manager, from HR, from the employee, because we have been there ourselves. I have kids that are fucking millennials, right? So we believe in this, and we believe that it should be simpler, smarter, easier, and it's a support tool to our organization. And there's a lot of people believing in us there as well, and it's pretty amazing organizations that are coming in all over the world. We are 5 continents, and we just started 3 years back, and yeah, it's been an incredible journey. I'm looking for 35 new people in our Copenhagen offices. Anybody want to have a new job? If you're not engaged there. So before we switch over to Kenneth, and we dig more into the product area, we just asked a few customers 2 weeks back of what they see on Illumi. So take a look at this.
We chose Illumi because we needed a digital platform. It should be simple and easy to use, both for employees and managers.
In our organisation, we wanted to empower people to really maximise their potential by offering them a truly omni-channel approach to both learning and development and to performance management.
Illumi is not only easy to access, but it's simple to use for both employees and content producers. I believe that the learning experience has become more motivating and engaging since you started using Illumi.
From my perspective, acquiring Illumi has decreased the absence due to sickness and increased the satisfaction among our employees.
In Eneo, we believe that this is the best way to drive performance and develop our employees. I'm happy that we are now using Illumi.
All right, thank you, Klaus, for a great presentation. My name is Kenneth. I'm VP of Product at Illumi, and I've spent the last 3 years trying to find out which direction HR tools will take. And Klaus calling me in the middle of the night saying, "Hello, Kenneth, can we make that button Group Managers work?" So that's what I'm working on, trying to figure out. And what I've seen is there's a lot of great existing processes in HR, a lot of HR managers, both visionary but also old school. And basically it's only about putting the right pieces together to drive better performance, increase motivation and engagement. And by doing that, we of course need to look at the employees. So together with me today, I have Frida here. And Frida is our new marketing specialist. She will start in our organization in 2 weeks from now. And Frida is of course excited. She's just about to start her new job. But Frida also have a lot of expectations, of course. So how can we help Frida start her new job? Some of the things she think about is, of course, how can I hit the ground running on the first day? What do I need to know about the company that I need to start in? What is about the internal processes and so forth? She also think about what is expected of me, because of course Frida wants to do a great job when she starts. So she also wants to make sure that she knows exactly what is expected. Also, of course, what's the success criteria? And again, how can I give and receive feedback? This is one of the things that Klaus spent a lot of time talking about as well. But that's how we see employees changes. They want to give and receive feedback, and they want a tool to do that. And many employees also have a career plan, so they want to know how they can grow in that job. Is there possibilities for new positions and so forth? And a tool to support that conversation. So, which tools will help Frida succeed and answer all the questions that I just showed you? The first thing is, of course, having a great onboarding and training tool. And some of the easy things, the low-hanging fruits, of course, that we provide some training for Frida to show what's our company culture, how can I get access to the employee handbook, the CEO say welcome to the company, and also some training for the marketing department to make sure that Frida is up and running very fast. Working with LMS, I used to say that you need to have 3 simple things in place. You need to have a tool where you easily can create content, either directly in the platform, or if you have some existing video or e-learning tool you just want to import. Then it should be very easy for the employees to access. And I've spent a lot of time together with our help desk and support team as well, and I have never seen a support ticket for an employee that was not able to start seeing a module in the platform. I've seen a lot of users asking, where can I reset the password? But never, I cannot find the play button for seeing a module. The last thing is, of course, that we are able to track progress in the platform, saying that do we have any gaps with training, and also, of course, we want to make sure that we are compliant in the IT policy, the new GDPR regulations, and all that stuff. It should be very easy to see where we are in the organization, in which departments we lack, and so forth, so we can set in and make sure that we are compliant. This is the basics, the foundation for Frida to get started. Then we also built an operational tool called Checklist, and Checklist is a tool that easily can set up internal processes, so we make sure that Frida knows exactly which things and procedures she needs to go through. In this case, it's simply a checklist for onboarding. Please make sure that you have talked with your manager about your role. Are you imported in all the systems? Are you up and running? And so forth. But also a checklist for the manager to make sure that he do what we think is a good process for onboarding new employees. So we have actually a tool with easy access to simple tasks that you need to go through in your new job role. By using that, we also secure that there are consistency in the execution, and that's both from simple processes, but also, for example, in retail, where we want to make sure that all employees know exactly what they need to do when they meet in the morning and open the shop, and before they close in the night when they go home. Doing it wrong, of course, being a tool where it takes up a lot of time, and we don't want to spend time on reporting, but doing it a simple way is actually a great tool that can help you. The third thing here is the performance overview, and I have spent time talking with a lot of HR managers and directors as well. And what I've seen from what performance management actually is to be honest, very different. But putting it all together, it's simply about 3 things. First of all, we need to explain, Frida, what is your job goals for the coming period. In her example here will be, for example, you need to implement our new marketing tool. You need to increase our internal blog post from 0 to 5 a week, and so forth. So simple things and simple goals, so both Frida and the manager need how to evaluate Frida. We also have tools for looking at competences if we want to work with that. So which competences or values do we need to follow in the company? And that can work with the evaluation as well if you want. Otherwise, it can be turned off. But it's basically saying that from 1 to 4, how good are you to do your marketing competences? The last thing is KPIs, and that's especially for sales departments or customer service, where we have some tools to measure our hard goals as well. So let's say we want to look at revenue, or we want to look at how many leads do Frida deliver to our sales department, then we can connect and show those results in the platform as well. And bringing all those pieces together, we have a kind of indication of the overall performance of the employee, so we can compare and benchmark across the divisions and so forth if you want to do that. This one, that's probably this continuous dialogue or check-in tool. It's a buzzword in HR because, as Klaus also told, Microsoft and many other companies are turning away from the yearly appraisal and want a more dynamic tool to check in either on a weekly or monthly basis. And in this platform here, it's simply about having some great templates, so both the manager and employee needs where they need to put in information. They don't need to think that much, to just fill in the information, and then they can start interact with each other. And the good thing is that the tool or the system here can of course notify the manager or the employee saying that it's 4 weeks since you logged in the platform. I think it's need to time you go in and check if the goals and so forth is still as it should be. And then you can set in if there are any gaps of what we expect and give the employee feedback. And that's actually exactly what they want. Both on the tool that I just showed you and here we are able to gain feedback from the organization. In this tool here, we have a survey tool included in the platform as well, where we can gain and collect information from the organization. And one of the most popular thing here is our work engagement, where we can send out a survey and then look in 4 main areas. How well are the employee engaged? Do they have the right tool to do their job? Are they getting feedback and so forth? And that was the case with my department as well, where we can see, okay, is there any pains we need to solve? And it can be sent out so it's anonymous answers, but also if you want to have an open survey as well. It can also be used to send out and see if there are any specific training needs in our company, and of course turn it over to actions directly in the platform. There's a lot of other tools out there doing surveys, but not many tools that actually can turn it directly into actions in the platform. Yes, that was the main tools to solve all the questions and all the expectations Frida has before she started her new job. And but we also have appraisal. And that's bring all the core or the main tools of HR into a process. And a short video here show you how to do that.
Performance appraisals are changing. Businesses around the world are frustrated with how they can improve the employee experience and find a process that works. Some companies have abandoned old performance development cycles only to realise they cannot grow their business. They need a more effective solution to replace it. We've scrutinised this transformation. We've talked with hundreds of HR professionals, managers and employees in different industries to reinvent performance appraisals and to make employee development simpler, faster and more productive. Appraisal formalities are eliminated so managers can spend more time on continuous coaching and feedback. As an employee, you can check in with your manager anytime and anywhere. Through online interaction, you can foster development and training plans to become an active part of the individual's day-to-day job focus. It's easy to start with digital appraisals. With either pre-built templates or progress steps, you can customise to fit your exact performance culture and process. We're at the very centre of employee engagement and empowered teams, where organisations can harvest the full results of innovative HR technology.
Explaining the appraisal product in a simple way is first step here is doing a baseline evaluation of your workforce. And by doing that, we can make sure that the template and development plan and so forth later in the process match directly where we place the employee. Some companies want to have the same development plans for all employees, but other, of course, want to customize that. So we have the talents and so forth. We talk about career plans and where you need to be in 6 months from now. And with the low performance, of course, see which goals and activities do you need to achieve in the next 4 weeks. Otherwise, we might need to find another solution for you. This is only for the managers, so the employees will, of course, not seeing this strategic view of the workforce, so it's only for the managers and for HR. Then we start prepare the conversation, because it's still, of course, important that we have the one-to-one dialogue with the employee. Not everything can be handled in a digital tool. We still need to have the personal interaction with the employee. But in this case here, we give both the manager and employee a simple preparation templates where they need to go in and fill information, give feedback to each other, and also, for example, look at the competences and evaluate those. And by doing that, the system can create a PDF showing the gaps between the evaluation for the manager and the employee and so forth, and actually prepare the conversation for both. So when they meet at a one-to-one meeting and discuss the development plan for the year, they don't need to prepare that much. They don't need to meet up unprepared because the system will do it for them. And by doing that, we of course can focus on what actually gives results. It's that the continuous feedback and improvement in the system. The good thing by doing it in this process here is that we have a control process across the organization, making sure that at least one time a year we have this more strategic view of our workforces. And then of course all the information here will be fed in to the other places in the system and the tools that we use on a daily basis. Start using a platform for your learning and development will of course create a lot of data. And the system is pre-built with a lot of different reports showing the performance of the employees, showing where we have gaps in training and where we're not compliant and all that stuff. And by start doing it now, you of course are able to take actions of some of the findings in a short time. We also have an open API where you can pull out a lot of all this data and use in your compensation system and another system if you want, or create even your own dashboards of how well your organization are doing it. Then we have built a tool called Insights because we have a lot of clients running SAP and so forth, where it's very difficult to create reports. So we bring a lot of different clients in a room and talk about which tools they need to actually create a report they can use on a weekly, on a monthly basis. And in the Insights here is exactly that tool, because then you can add the filters that you want. I only want to see people from the sales department, have not completed this important course here, and have this kind of development plan or whatever, and then you can put in an image and save and share the reports in the organization. And of course the system is that smart, so if you share a report with data that another manager doesn't have access to, it's only the filters. So the manager can see the same filters, but only for his own employees. That was actually the main presentation here. I will show you the live demo of the product very soon. But bring it all together. HR tools today is of course choosing the things or the items here that will work for you. We have seen many different companies implementing a great tool, but with different elements from this palette of tools. And before we go into the demo, I just want to tell you that we are here the entire day, and we will do live demos or meetings and so forth together with Advania. We are only 3 people here, so we'll try to fit everything together. Otherwise, you're more than welcome to reach out. But let's go in and deep dive in the system. All right, I'm just logged in here as a normal employee, but also as a manager. So the first thing here I will see is my main dashboard. One of the things that we have focused a lot about is the customization of this tool. So of course now it's with the Illumi brand, but it's very easy to turn the branding and personalization of the tool, so it fits directly into your organization with your own images, colors, and so forth. And we have even made it possible to change all the words, so if you don't want to call it appraisal or whatever, we can easily turn that things off and change it into your own tone of voice. The main dashboard here contain what I think here is the most important thing: access to all the relevant learning. So in this case, we can see a simple onboarding program. We can get an introduction from the CEO to from the HR director to the new appraisal process in the organization, and other product training tools, IT policy, and so forth. That's why I explained earlier that I've never seen a support ticket or help desk ticket from an employee that's not able to go in and find some relevant training. When you expand, you can see what this onboarding program is about. You can see which modules in there and so forth. And it's very easy to start seeing the content. If you want a better overview of what's actually available, I just discovered the language here was Danish. We of course support English and a lot of other languages, and I actually think we also have the Icelandic version translated. On the learning overview, we can easily see with small tags which modules are actually required from a job role, and this is very easy to assign and customize in the administration for the course administrator. But in this case, I can see that I only need to take action on those 2 courses, and that's the only one that will be put into my learning index to see if there are any gaps in what is expected of me. If we want to go in and find some optional content in the organization, it's very easy. I just open the sidebar and then I can filter saying I want to see something about our internal processes, compliance and so forth. And those categories, of course, easy to access and customize as well in the administration. So we can put in specific training about customer service, sales or product and so forth. My own performance overview here, showing my job goals, as I explained earlier in the presentation. Those are the 3 things that I need to complete in this quarter. I need to set up our appraisal platform, find a cloud provider, and so forth, and make an auditing. So this is some goals that I've agreed with my manager that I need to complete. So that's of course the first things that I enter and see when I get into my performance dashboard. Both the manager and I can actually create new goals. We started out with only make it possible for the manager to add new goals, but we actually see that more and more employees as well demand to put in new things because new projects appear, and we don't want to be to limit the functionality so it's only the manager that can create. But of course, this can be set up if you only want that the manager should be able to create goals. This can be set up as well. Scrolling a bit down, we have the competence overview. And here are some main competences that are set on my job profile. How good I am to connect to people, connect to the business. I'm good in educating and inspire people and so forth. And we can easily see if there are any gaps there that we need to take action on. The last thing here is the results or the KPIs. If you want to work with that as well, that can be put in here. And you can see if we are on target and so forth with our Net Promoter Score or revenue goals and so forth. In the end, it will sum up to an overall performance index, and we can, if we want, rank that with other divisions or other employees in the company, and especially sales departments, of course, like to play a bit with the competitive part here on the platform. So, what I was about to show here was the check-in tool of the platform, and it's placed just next to the performance overview that I just showed you with my job goals, with my competences and so forth. And here is showing all my active coaching sessions in the platform. When I want to do a new check-in, it's very easy, just hit the create new check-in button. Choose from some pre-built templates. The platform can be preloaded with a lot of different pre-built templates, but you can of course also create your own. So we have one template for a weekly performance dialogue, and one from some development feedback, and maybe a bigger template for the quarterly follow-up and so forth. Then I add a title here from a coaching session. I can connect it to a goal. I can add a deadline and so forth, so the system will automatically remind me when it's time to look at it again. And now the check-in conversation is created. This template is centered around 4 main areas. It's about purpose, direction, feedback, and development. And if I expand here, I can easily see that here is some questions where both the employee and the manager can fill in information. And when I start adding feedback from my employee here, it's very easy to toggle on when it should be visible or not, because I'm sitting late in the night and prepare a prepared conversation. And then when I want, I can easily turn on here, say, now it's easy for the employee to see. Direction here, it's easy to add maybe new goals and targets for the period. I can simply just add a new goal. And then on the right side here, showing a status of this one, saying that which goals or targets I'm responsible for delivering. I'm started, not started, I'm done with it. Should we focus on another thing? And a feedback area and so forth as well. So this is a simple example of questions and areas where you can facilitate a check-in conversation on a quarterly basis. Other examples is for example, if you have a project, you have now ended a project, so we want to make a project evaluation on the employee. So fill in basic product information, how well do we follow the scope, what was the quality of delivery and so forth. So this is a total another example of where you can add your own questions and own areas and so forth. And this is typically the things that we see in papers today, where you add those things that don't use it in your daily day. So the system is very flexible of which kind of check-ins that you need to or want to do. When you're done with a conversation, you can approve it or cancel it, and then will be moved into history. And when there's new manager then entering the department, it's very easy to go back and see an employee. What is the history of this employee? What is the evaluation I've been done earlier? Which project did he implemented and so forth? So the history will always follow the employee, and the system of course will then give new manager access to this employee. If you are a manager, you have some dashboards that you can work with. This is a sales dashboard from our sales department. Small one, 3 employees in sales. We can see some basic numbers in the learning index. We can see how well they're performing. Are they on place with the competences or the results that we're entering? And also, do we have any open conversations with those employees? So from this overview, it's very easy to either go in and evaluate on competences, or start new conversations or check-ins if we can see that we lack in some of the main areas where we measure this employee. Putting all those pieces together in a more strategic way is the appraisal overview. And this is built with the simple steps that I showed you: the evaluation, the preparation for both the manager and the employee, the dialogue, and then the final development plan on the right side. This overview is of course great for the managers, but also it's very easy for HR to go in and filter and say, I only want to see the sales departments, how well are we progressing, or development department and so forth. So it's very easy to see how many users and how well are we progressing with this process. As many other areas in the system, we're using the sidebar for giving a quick access to work with this employee. So this is Anthony. And the first thing we can do here is that we can look at the potential or the development zone of Anthony. Are he in the right job? Can he develop within the role? Or is he ready for a new role in the organization? And then we can look at his performance, mark if he has talent or have critical knowledge and so forth. So we are able to track if we should have any replacement ready, because of course having critical knowledge on only one employee in the organization could be dangerous. Or if you change your mind, you can easily move him around directly from the grid. And when you then submit your evaluation, the system will automatically suggest which kind of plan that matches Anthony. In this case, it was an acceleration plan. If I want, I could turn it to a normal development plan and so forth, where we don't talk career opportunities and further on. Moving on, you can enter the preparation area where you can look at competences and give feedback and write in information. Then we ask the employee and on the same thing, and then we in the end go over to the one-to-one dialogue, where you simply just need to confirm that this conversation have now been held, and then the development plan will open up in the end. Then we have a lot of reports, of course, because now we have created a lot of data. So do we have a plan for all the low performers in the organization? In this case, we have 4. We can go in, click on the employee and see what's agreed between the manager and employee. So we of course, HR can help the manager in those cases. But also have a focus on, do we have anything to those employees here that are ready for move on to a new job? Create a report saying that how many employees are actually thinking they need a new job in this company, and do the manager agree? Maybe we find that data saying that, okay, 20 employees want a new job. The manager actually agree, but we only have 5. So what will we do with the last 15 employees? How can we make sure that we maintain those in the organization? Behind everything, there's of course a simple administration, where you have full access to all the learning that you create in the platform, all the courses, all the programs and so forth. If you want, you can easily assign the courses either to individual employees or to entire departments. So in a few clicks, you can assign new courses, compliance and so forth to thousands of users with only a few clicks.
Sorry, you as a manager or you as the HR?
This is like if you have the administrator role or added as a course administrator on the platform. So it's possible to give managers access to assign learning to their own employees, of course, but also users with access to the entire organization. Just for making it clear, the last tab here, admin, you need a specific role for that to administrate all the courses and so forth in the platform. So that can be set up on when you get on board in the platform. Then you have access, of course, to surveys or evaluations, where you also easily can add or create those surveys and send it out in the company. And assigning content and surveys is the same all over the system, only a few clicks, and then you can decide if it's required to the job role, if you should have any deadlines on, and so forth. And you can even choose if some of the employees should have a deadline, and others should just have it available as optional courses. A lot of other smaller tools is around the 2 main areas with learning and development, and that is gamification and certificates and points and leaderboards and so forth. And those elements are also included in the platform. You can turn it on and off if you want, but a lot of companies like to work with certificates as well. And we just entered a cooperation with the Copenhagen Airport. In Denmark, of course, and they use certificates a lot because you need special certificates for having a driver license to be able to drive around in the airport. And if you don't take it in this platform, it will simply turn off your ID card, so you can't access the area anymore. So they use this certificates area a lot in the platform. Gamification in HR, it's possible to add as well, where you can work with trophies or points, so you can attach points to each module, and you can go in and compare in our customer service department or whatever, how well are the employee ranked, and you can see your colleague is just nearby, which courses I can I go in and find to make sure that I maintain a higher position in the ranking. One of the last things I will show you in this live demo here is the checklist tool, and that's a tool where you have access to it directly from the main dashboard, and you can easily go in and see how many things was added to the checklist. We can see there are 23 topics that I need to go through. I can see if it's a checklist only for me or it's shared across departments. And when I then enter the checklist, it's easy to check mark, yes, this is now done, and so forth. both for the manager and employee. And this is a tool that can work across industries, but was especially good for, of course, retail, where you need to do a lot of processes and so forth. Behind that, there is a full reporting module where you can access insights see if we are compliant with the IT policy, which users are not, and so forth. And as everywhere in the system, you can easily use the left navigation here to navigate and see. I only want to see people from a specific department, and then you can easily enter and see, all right, I can see we're not compliant with this IT policy. Those are the 4 users that have not taken this course yet, and generate reports on that. That was a quick introduction or live demo on the platform. So if you have any questions now, you're more welcome to ask. Otherwise, we can deep dive in sessions afterwards.